City of Angels, a 1998 romantic fantasy film starring Nicolas Cage and Meg Ryan. The story, based in Los Angeles, is about an angel named Seth, played by Nicolas Cage. His main responsibility is to appear to people who are close to death and basically be their guide to the afterlife. Since angels lack human feelings and senses, while performing their tasks, Seth and one of his fellow angels, Casil, played by actor Andre Braugher, would commonly ask people what their favorite part of life was. Seth, while waiting to escort a man who was undergoing a heart surgery, became very impressed with the surgeon, Maggie Rice, played by actress Meg Ryan. What impressed Seth about Maggie was her vigorous efforts to save the ill-fated man's life and the sincere anguish she showed in her failure to do so. Although Seth, as an angel, supposed to only made himself visible to those close to death, he was so drawn to Maggie, he made himself visible to her. Under the assumption he was visiting someone in the hospital, he was able to strike up a conversation with her. From that initial conversation, they went on to build a connection and a mutual attraction to one another. One big problem with that was Maggie was already in a relationship with one of her colleagues named Jordan Ferris, played by actor Combe Fiore. After Seth meets one of Maggie's patients named Nathaniel Messenger, played by actor Dennis Franz, Nathaniel tells Seth that he used to be an angel as well, but he decided to exercise his free will and become a human by falling. He also let Seth know that he had the option of doing that as well. Under the assumption that Nathaniel and Seth were great friends, Maggie chose to go talk to Nathaniel about her feelings she was having towards Seth and the feelings they was having for each other. And, kind of quiz him about what's going on with Seth. And Nathaniel let her know that he was an angel. And he was basically incapable of really human feelings and human emotions to a large degree. And Nathaniel also let Maggie know that Seth had the option of becoming human. So basically, if she was that important to him and he loved her like that, he would make that change over to be human to be with her. So this was a big moment. So Nathaniel basically let her know that Seth was an angel and that he did have the option to become a human. And so they could be together. So this was kind of a pivotal moment of the movie, of the love story of the movie. Around the same time, Maggie's boyfriend Jordan proposed to her and proposed and said he wanted to move to another place. Them two moved to another place, and he proposed to her. I believe this proposal was triggered by Jordan's knowledge of Maggie and Seth being friends, because he knew about their friendship. He probably didn't know how deep their friendship was, and that it was like more than just a friendship, but he knew about their friendship. So I think his proposal was propelled by that, actually, for her. So, but yeah. So Jordan now proposed to Maggie. So that really put another level on all this now. In an attempt, in my opinion, to make Seth take the steps to make their relationship to another level, Maggie told Seth about Jordan's proposal, and his he wanted to move together, want them to move from Los Angeles. Maggie let Seth know this, and I think that was a move to see how Seth would react, or what would he do? Would he take that necessary thing to become human, not an angel, become human, so they could take their relationship further? But when he didn't respond in the way she felt like he should respond to that information, she said she wanted to break off their connection and their friendship, and she didn't want to see him anymore. This really put Seth in deep contemplation about becoming a human being, and so he could be with Maggie. After making the choice to be human, Seth decided to jump from the top of a skyscraper to humanity. Upon awakening from his fall, he started to feel pain. Not just physical pain, but human feelings and sensations that he never understood before. After his transition was complete, Seth rushed to the hospital to see Maggie, but was informed that Maggie had went to Lake Tahoe, to a cabin in Lake Tahoe that was owned by her uncle, to stay for a while. Even though it was not mentioned in the film, it is assumed that Maggie turned down her boyfriend Jordan's proposal for marriage, and that kind of that kind of made them kind of break up. I guess her refusal to accept his marriage proposal that led to them breaking up. Like I said, it wasn't mentioned in the film, but that's my assumption, because that's my assumption of what happened. So at this point, it's assumed that, and I think the character Seth assumed that as well when he learned that she went to a cabin owned by her uncle in the mountains of Lake Tahoe. Well, of course, it goes without saying, Seth found his way to Lake Tahoe, to that cabin, to get his Maggie. And when Maggie seen Seth at the door, and she seen the injuries that he had incurred from that fall, she knew that he was there for her. He was human now. He had human feelings, and they could continue to explore a relationship and take their connection further. She knew instantly when she seen the injuries that he incurred from that fall, that he must have foregone being an angel, and now he was a human. They proceeded to have sexual relations. The next morning, while Seth was taking a shower, Maggie took her bike and rode her bike to the local store. On her way back to the cabin, with feelings of great happiness and love, she closed her eyes and spread her arms wide open while still on the bike. Unfortunately, she collided with a truck and was seriously injured in the collision. Seth had felt something had happened to her and immediately ran to her aid. He makes it in time for her to tell him that she sees the angel that will accompany her. Although Seth can no longer see angels, he senses one is nearby and orders Maggie not to look at them. Well, he didn't technically order her not to look at the angels. He kind of begged her not to look at the angels. Seth begged Maggie not to look at the angels. Maggie tells Seth that she's not afraid anymore. And when they ask her what her favorite thing in life was, she will tell them that it was him. Seconds after she told Seth that she would tell the angels when they asked what her favorite thing in life was him, sadly, Maggie passed away. Grieving alone, Seth senses the presence of an angel. Remember, since he is human now, he can't see an angel unless they make themselves purposely visible to him, but he sensed their presence in the room. He let the angel in the room know that although he couldn't see them, he sensed them and he knew they were there in that room. The angel made himself visible to Seth, and it was none other than his old buddy, Casil. Seth confronted Casil and asked him, was he the angel that took Maggie away from him? And he assured him that it wasn't him. And then Seth went into asking Casil, was this a punishment to him? Taking Maggie away, was it a punishment for him leaving being an angel and becoming a human? And Casil assured him that wasn't the case at all. He basically told him, he said that you being a human and all humans will eventually pass. Like you being a human now, you're gonna eventually pass away as well. Although feeling the great pain of losing Maggie, Seth expresses his joy of being human to Casil. The fact of him accepting his new life by running into the ocean and feeling the waves at dawn. And then Casil hit him with a poignant question about was it worth it? Basically, he was asking him, was it worth it for him to become human for the feelings that he have now of the great loss of Maggie. And this was Seth's great response.
I would rather have had one breath of her hair, one kiss of her mouth, one touch of her hand, than an eternity without it. One.
For all of you that didn't catch Seth's response to the question of was it worth it, he said, I would rather have had one breath of her hair, one kiss of her mouth, one touch of her hand, than an eternity without it. One. Those words were powerful and they spoke volumes. This movie in my opinion is a great movie. If you have not seen it, I suggest that you check it out. I give it 2 thumbs up. Great movie, and it may make, if you're an emotional person, this movie can definitely be a tearjerker for you. I'm just forewarning people, but I'm gonna end the video right here. Please feel free to like, share, and comment on this video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. After subscribing, please click that little notification bell in order to be notified of any new uploads from the channel. Thank you all for your support. I truly appreciate it. I'm out on this one. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace! One love. Stay safe. Continue to be blessed.